The easiest countries to become a millionaire or rich. A lot of people dream of living a rich life, filled with cars, yachts, million-dollar estates, and holiday homes and vacations all over the world. For most of us, being able to relax on a beach somewhere without a worry in sight, aside from what wine to pair with caviar, would be the epitome of our life. But the question then is, how does one get this fabulous, flashy life? According to the UK's Lotto Land, one of the very first things sweepstakes winners, as well as other people who happen to come into sizable amounts of money, do is move house entirely, or for at least the better part of the year, to places with favorable weather, improved living standards, and last and definitely the most important, a country where the tax rates reduce the chunk of their riches they have to give away. So in today's video, we will be looking into countries with favorable economic climates for entrepreneurship and business, and with good or fair tax policies. But before we get into it, give this video a thumbs up and comment below a suggestion or video we should do next. Now let's get into it. 10. Bahrain. So I know what you're thinking, royalty and oil, and you would be right. This small island has both aplenty. For those of us who might need a reintroduction, Bahrain is a small, exceedingly flush nation, located on an isle in the Persian Gulf. This island nation is made up of a small group of islands, totaling up to 40 islands, with an extra 51 man-made islands, which surround Bahrain Island, which accounts for up to 3% of the entire state's landmass. This not-so-little state is credited with having established the first post-oil economy in the Persian Gulf, which only came as the result of years and years of investing in the banking and tourism sectors. A lot of the world's leading financial organizations have a presence in the country's capital. This in itself is a testament to the investment capacity this tiny island holds. This consequently means that it has a high Human Development Index, which puts it on the World Bank's radar as a high-revenue economy. Like many of its counterparts in the region, Bahrain has developed rather rapidly, making it a haven target for migrants, as well as one of the countries with the most favorable tax rates for the rich. A haven for the wealthy, too. And who wouldn't like a beach property on the Persian Gulf to go with it? 9. Brunei. Not much unlike Bahrain, Brunei is a minor but very well-to-do country. With a population of about 428,963, Brunei's government is an absolute monarchy, overseen by the Sultan. The country carries out a mixture of both English common law and Sharia law. Unlike its counterpart Bahrain, though, Brunei isn't in the Middle East. It's located on the island of Borneo, in two masses, in the South China Sea. So what makes it one of the easiest places to become a millionaire? Its tax rates, of course. Brunei is second in the world for the most favorable tax rates for the affluent, earning it 9th place on our list. 8. Germany. Coming in 8th on our list is Germany. With a rather decorated history and its well-known feats with technology, this country comprises 16 federal states, which are jointly referred to as Bundesländer. It is already on record as one of the world's leading economies, with its location in Central Europe making it a lure for wealth. What's tricky is the fact that, like a lot of the neighboring European countries, its tax tariffs aren't for the most part friendly to the well-to-do. This notwithstanding, Germany squeezes its way to number 8, standing high in the Human Development Index and purchasing power rank. Just to flex its proverbial muscles, it was actually the world's second largest aid donor in 2019, number 1 of course being the United States. With a billionaire in charge, it's not hard to see why. They do call it the land of opportunities after all. So maybe this shouldn't be your first option if you already have wealth, but if you're looking to build it fast and easy, then give it a shot. 7. New Zealand. Okay, I know what you're thinking. New Zealand isn't exactly the kind of place you figure would be swarming with rich people, but you'd be surprised to find out it's very friendly to the wealthy. Classified as a developed country, New Zealand ranks exceedingly well in terms of global contrasts on national performance. For example, in quality of life, learning, civil liberties, government integrity, and economic liberty. In the 80s, the Kiwi state went through key economic ups and downs, which led it down the path from a protectionist economy to a more liberalized free trade economy, which is basically to say that there are no restrictions on either imports or exports. The cash cow, however, is the service sector, which leads the national economy, with a close second being the industrial sector, and finally, international tourism, also being a substantial stream of income. In Lottoland's immigration classification, New Zealand took the top spot and also easily ranks among the top 10 in the Human Development Index, as well as the Better Life Index. That is enough to earn it a comfortable spot at number 7. 6. Canada. Moving to Canada has crossed our collective minds at some point, I'm sure, and with good reason. Canadians enjoy quite a lot in terms of tax rates. This makes it one of the most ideal places to grow your thousands to millions, or even start from scratch. In the past, there's been a lot of speculation about heading to Canada among rich liberals after the US election. The States have always been the place where people go to get rich, but not the place to stay rich. The pursuit of their dreams, start industries and become rich, then once achieved, dash out and enjoy it somewhere else. Want to take a wild guess why? Hint, taxes. Admittedly, that would not be such a bad idea, especially if you have a lot of wealth, and you're looking not to lose it to the preying hands of government taxes. It then would stand to reason that Canada is classed among the top 10 in both the better life and human development categories. 5. Denmark. They say that there isn't a thing as bad as a sycophantic, rich, unconcerned Dane. And while that's not entirely true, there surely are some, which makes it even that much surprising that Denmark is on this list. Formerly known as the Kingdom of Denmark, this Nordic country comprises peninsulas, as well as a group of 443 islands, with the most important one being Zealand, Funen, and the North Jutlandic Island. What puts Denmark staunchly at number 5, seeing as it's ranked pretty high in the better life and human development indices, and also perhaps the most important aspect, purchasing power. Denmark is acknowledged as one of the most economically and socially advanced countries in the world, with Danes being afforded incredibly favorable living standards. The kingdom is also ranked pretty high in the indices of national performance, which are inclusive of but not restricted to health, civil liberties, governance, and LGBT equality. Want to know how fast it is to get rich? While Denmark has the world's highest level of social mobility, perhaps the highest recorded level of income parity, and possibly the lowest observed level of corruption on God's green earth. What may come as a surprise is the fact that despite all this, Denmark taxes its rich rather highly, with one of the world's top personal income tax brackets. 4. Saudi Arabia. Listen, right off the bat, I think it's important to make it clear that if you're wealthy in Saudi Arabia, you've pretty much won at life. So what if you're not? Things might just be a little tougher. So say you have a couple of thousands and you want to see them grow. You're looking to invest. You're looking to become a millionaire. This is the country for you. Saudi has some of the most friendly tax rates for the rich the world over. That entire region, its neighboring countries included, ranks close behind it. It also claims the top spot in terms of purchasing power, which is basically to say that whatever amount you have will do a lot for you in Saudi Arabia, more than any other country on the list thus far. An interesting fact is that the kingdom's Ghawar oil field, the largest in the world, has enough in its reserves to fill up 4,770,897 Olympic swimming pools. Pretty mind-blowing when you consider the fact that an Olympic swimming pool can hold up to 660,253.09 gallons of liquid. The reserves have an estimated 75 billion barrels of oil left. 3. Norway. This is another one of those communist Scandinavian states American statesmen use a poster child for what not to do. You'd think they have everything figured out. What may come as no surprise is that Norway is an ideal place to live if you're wealthy. Norway has the highest ranking for both a superior life and human development index, placing it squarely in the 10th position in terms of immigration. That places Norway at 3rd. What makes this one of the more interesting countries on the list is the fact that the Norwegian capital has been for ages now the proud home of the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony since 1901, with a few exclusions of course. This is thanks to the final wishes of Alfred Nobel, the Swedish chemist credited for creating the Nobel Peace Prize. He donated his wealth for the creation of the awards upon his demise. It's not quite clear why he chose Norway for the Peace Prize, but this has done a lot for Norway's reputation. 2. Australia. Feast your eyes on one of the best countries to be rich, Australia. Surprising, right? These lads and lasses from down under rank extremely high on most major classifications, with the obvious exception of taxes on the rich. What puts them at the top of this list is their high marks in all other areas. Want to understand just how wealthy the Australian economy is? It is estimated that there are over 2 million small businesses in Australia, which makes up 96% of all Australian businesses. These seemingly negligible businesses interpret into about $330 billion of Australia's financial output. This is definitely the place you want to go to add some more shrimp on that barbecue. 1. Switzerland. If you've watched any spy movie, or any movie at all, then you've probably come across the phrase a Swiss bank account, a synonym for hidden financial accounts, as well as very liberal banking laws, but that's just part of a greater picture. The Swiss are famous for the most part for being welcoming to the well-off. And seeing what their laws look like, it's no wonder the rich have an affinity for them. When it comes to purchasing power, life and human development index, Switzerland scores exceedingly high. With one of the world's lowest crime rates, as well as the 3rd highest salary and job security of all OECD countries, Switzerland is a haven for anyone looking to build and retain wealth. All this is to say that if you're well-to-do, or want to stash away your millions, then Switzerland should be on your bucket list. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below your thoughts and suggestions, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. With that said, have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.